at 7 a.m.
7:45, welcome back. Thousands of visitors in the city for the three-day National Urban League Convention.
It's the nation's largest civil rights and social justice conference, and former New Orleans Mayor Mark Morial is the national president and CEO. He joins us this morning. Welcome back home.
Hi, Liz. Good morning. Good morning, Rob. Great to be with you all.
Well, before we talk about the convention, I wanted to talk about something that is top of mind here and has been lately. It's a resurgence of crime and fighting it, and often people always say, under Mark Morial's administration, he was able to a lot with Chief Pennington. Given that environment back then, do you think in the current environment that could be accomplished again?
I think it can. The difference now is that the economy and joblessness and the Great Recession makes it more difficult because when people aren't participating in the economy, they feel locked out and left out. It does contribute to violence. But having said that, I think with the right set of strategies, it's a combination of law enforcement, it's youth programs, and I cannot stress the importance of really what I'm going to call an overinvestment in youth programs. And it requires an appeal to young people and an appeal to parents to push back on the culture of violence, the idea that we settle disputes with fighting and weapons and the like. So it's going to require a combination of things. But I can't, you know, if my experiences here taught me anything, that it is that if you can make the city safer, the benefits are enormous. We increased home ownership, the economy improved, the sense and the confidence that the people of the city have. It's distressing that after Richard Pennington and I left, that the police department declined, the recreation department declined. There wasn't the same set of commitments, so people have to be vigilant. And that's why I think that the consent decree that the city has entered into is a very positive step and a positive thing.
We were talking to the Deputy U.S. Attorney General yesterday about the cost of this consent decree, $11 million a year. A lot of people say that you and Chief Pennington were able to achieve a 50% reduction in murder with a lot of federal help. The COPS program just came in. They say that has disappeared. I mean, how important do you think federal help will be in getting this consent decree
and I'd like to see
firmly?
I think the Justice Department should contribute money, even though the COPS program isn't there, the Office of Justice programs, and a lot of discretionary help, because I think now that the Justice Department is partnered with the city of New Orleans, they also have a stake in the success of the consent decree, which is why they should also invest. The taxpayers are going to have to invest. In the 1990s, we did increase revenues. We did have to commit more money to increase police pay and the size of the police department. We did have to increase the investment in the recreation department. And it was, and sometimes you were cobbling together resources from a variety of sources all over the place, federal funds. We increased some revenue measures in order to be able to contribute more local funds. So I think that what I would encourage people to do is to recognize that the continued rebuilding of New Orleans is something that the eyes of the nation are watching the city. We're here at this point in time with the National Urban League Conference in 2012 because of the confidence that we have in Mayor Landrieu, the confidence we have in the Urban League of Greater New Orleans President Nolan Rollins. That combination, those two leaders, are why we are here, because we know it's going to give us the support we need, not only to have a successful conference, but also when people look at New Orleans, they want to see the leadership that is at the helm of the rebuilding.
So much has happened since you've left, and it just continues to unfold. It's just one thing after another. One of them, you know, the man that followed you in office after you left, Mayor Nagin, a lot of federal investigations surrounding some of his former top executives, and now speculation that it could be him next. Your thoughts on all of this?
I never, candidly, I never had a great deal of confidence in Mayor Nagin. I did nothing while he was in office because I felt that he should be given a free runway to lead the city because the people have elected him. But there's an old saying that says, he who rides the back of a tiger sometimes ends up inside. And Mayor Nagin came into office pointing fingers all over the place. Greg Mefford was pointing fingers all over the place. And I think people see that they were on the back of a tiger, and they'll soon, perhaps, end up inside.
All right, former Mayor Mark Morial, thank you very much on behalf of the city's hospitality industry for bringing Urban League and the President of the United States.
Y'all, look, you all come out. Liz is going to be on a panel. Rob, I want to invite you to come out and have a good time with us. But also, I want the people to know on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Ernest N. Morial Convention Center, there's a whole host of free activities. And I especially want to point out that on Saturday, there's a college fair with 30 colleges and universities who want to meet high school students and their parents and others. So come out, be a part.
Opportunities for people to capitalize on.
Yes,
Job fairs, careers,
exactly.
things like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keep it here. Coming up next, Chris Franklin has a look at your forecast.